The Capitals sign Jakob Chychrun to an 8-year extension. Hi, and welcome into this special edition of Locked On Capitals, part of the Locked On Podcast Network, your team every day. Well, that was the news that broke today, is that Jakob Chychrun signs an 8-year, $72 million contract. He will be on the Capitals for the long term. The contract will see him be on this team through the 2032-2033 season. I don't think you want to do the math with that one on how old you'll be then, but in any event, he will be on this team for the long term, and my initial reaction to it is, I love it. That is all a part of doing these kind of deals in modern hockey and professional sports, really, is players want term and they want the money, and that is what they get. See Logan Thompson, for example, or Tom Wilson, I hear somewhat recently as well, is that when you can zero in on a truly great player, then that's what you have to do, because ultimately we know that Jakob Chychrun is putting up career numbers this year. 43 points, 18 goals, 25 assists in 65 games. And that is the steady presence that you need on the blue line, the consistency I think the Capitals have been looking for, that Jakob Chychrun is a sound defender, but also has that offensive prowess that we're looking for. 18 goals, 25 assists, that is quite something. And honestly, when I looked at the whole situation, I thought that this was going to go until the summer. I thought that his representation was going to try to get as much money as possible out of the Capitals, and that would have been the right. But I think that Chris Patrick put the full court press on Jakob Chychrun and his representation to try to get this deal done before the summer. And already I'm hearing people on social media saying, wow, that's a really long-term deal. Again, to circle back, that is what these modern deals look like. Even take a look at the Pierre-Luc Dubois deal. Signed an 8-year contract with the Kings and is now under contract for the Capitals for 7 seasons. So I take a look at it. I think it is worth it. An average annual value of $9 million, making him the third highest paid player on the team and the longest contract within the organization. So as I take a look at it, it's one of the things that, of course, in an ideal world, the Capitals would have not had to give him that kind of money. But that is, like I say, that's all a part of getting these deals done in modern times, is spending that kind of money. And this is Chris Patrick really putting his stamp on this organization to say, hey, I'm here. I can make these big deals. And, I guess Logan Thompson would go in that same breath somewhat as well, but his really first big signing, I guess I'm going to say, and it's setting up the Capitals in a really good position, because if we take a look at the players that were due to be unrestricted free agents this summer, Chychrun was one of those players, Logan Thompson, Charlie Lindgren, that if you take a look at it, the Capitals have gotten done most of the deals that I wanted to see them get done. So they did that. The Chychrun one was huge. Logan Thompson and Jakob Chychrun were the two deals that I really wanted to see get done, ideally before the summer, when you know that you'll pay the Kings ransom. And, a lot of other teams are going to really just back up the Brinks truck to these teams and say, hey, how about this kind of money? And it takes a player of true integrity and character, I guess, to walk away from that kind of thing. So all things considered, my initial reaction on this is I like this deal. To the people that said, well, what did he do with the Senators? What did we see him do with the Coyotes? The past is the past, and today is today. And right now, this season, we're seeing career numbers. I don't know what went wrong in Ottawa. He seemed to be a bit of a round peg in a square hole, but he seems to just be thriving in this environment. And that's one of the things that's been said about the Capitals all season long. This locker room, the chemistry, that kind of thing. Team chemistry is not something that is easily quantifiable, but it's something that you hear around the league. Is the chemistry within this organization is huge. So again, I'm just really happy to have Jakob Chychrun on this team for the long term. The only other player on that list that I can really think of that needs to get done here is Nick Dowd. If that will ultimately get done, we know he has been a key contributor for years on that fourth line. So taking a look at it, that's my initial reaction. As far as Jakob Chychrun's health is concerned, we know that he has some stitches on his hand, and as I record this, around 12 p.m. Central Time, that we don't know for sure if he is going to be in the lineup against the Jets tonight. If there was ever a time for this to happen, it would be right now. As we know, the Capitals have it buttoned up, 102 points, the first team in the NHL to clinch a playoff spot. And what we find out here somewhat recently is the Capitals have home ice advantage in the first round. Pinch yourself if you're a Capitals fan right now. It doesn't seem like there's any bad news surrounding this team. That you take a look at it, there was question marks last summer. The Capitals got swept in the playoffs, and there was a feeling of like, where is this team going, and how much different things are between last summer and today. That this team is riding high, the most points. It's just a really positive vibe surrounding this team, and it just seems like the good news keeps coming and coming and coming, whether it be the Logan Thompson deal, the Charlie Lindgren thing, which was a bit of a question mark, and now Jakob Chychrun. This is just all good news for the Capitals. And feel-good stories this season as well is taking a look at Pierre-Luc Dubois. There was a lot of question, a lot of snickering, a lot of like, oh my gosh, what are the Capitals doing there? Ultimately, I'm happy that, as far as Pierre-Luc Dubois and this team, I'm happy that they're in the position that they're in. And that's not even the icing on the cake yet. Ostensibly, this team is going to even be better, if you can believe it here in the not too far future here, is that Ryan Leonard will be joining this team, whether Boston College wins the championship or they get eliminated, that he should be joining this team relatively soon. So this team right now that's really, really good is going to be even that much better, if you can believe it. And I'm just going to even say some kind of tertiary moves. I don't think that, Anthony Beauvillier coming to this team, I don't think that there was a lot of excitement necessarily surrounding that. But take a look at what he's meant to this team. I love Anthony Beauvillier's game. So that's what I'm talking about, is this team, I hate to say it, knock on my door here because there's no wood around me, that this team can do no wrong. So I'm just riding high, and like I say, the good news keeps coming. As we know, like I said, that Leonard will be joining this team at some point, and next season, Crystal, Cole Hudson even further down from that this team is set up to succeed for years to come. And that is due in large part to signing these guys to deals that need to be here. I'm talking Chychrun, I'm talking Logan Thompson, I'm talking Charlie Lindgren, we got Alex Ovechkin on the team this year or the remainder of this season and next season, and already we have some of the key pieces in place when he finally hangs up the skates. All right, I want to thank you for joining me on this bonus edition of Locked On Capitals, part of the Locked On Podcast Network, your team every day, and I'll talk to you again next time.